And I think, in fact, even before I commit the SEAD, now is the time to get some JASSMs in the air. And I think I looked at these in a little bit of detail before, but the JASSM is going to fly at... How fast were you going to fly? I know I just looked at this, but let me see, just to refresh myself, 600 was it? Yeah, 600 knots. So faster than a decoy, but slower than an AGM-88 and the SEAD aircraft themselves. So yeah, now's the time to start to get some aircraft assigned to these strike missions. You know, I think if I had started recording this with a lot more familiarity with the target area, I mean, I've been kind of making this up on the fly as I go, I would have had this all planned out, and I would have had aircraft allocated to each target to make the best use of my forces based on their loadout and based on their capabilities. But yeah, since I am kind of winging this, well, I'm not really winging it. There is still a plan here, which you've seen, and I've been talking about the whole time. But yeah, a lot of the details I just don't have planned out, including which aircraft to assign to which mission. So it's not really going to matter that much, honestly. All I want these guys to do is just turn in there and fire some JASSMs. I'll start with the primary target. So let me go ahead and right-click. I'll assign this 4-ship to the HQ building strike. And let me see, I've got a message here. Strike planner cannot generate a flight plan due to the presence of the no navigation zones. Do you want the Pathfinder to attempt a different route? Yes, absolutely. So yeah, it's just going to take a while for it to compute a route around the container down into the target area, which shouldn't take that long. It's just a straight shot, basically. Okay, those were some more missiles. Have my F-22s run out of 120s yet? No, they have not. You still got 2. I'll let you press on. And you, do I want you to get any closer? I do not. Let me go ahead and turn you around, lest the same thing that happened last time happen again. I'll put you back onto the Marshal. And you guys... Oh, I've got missiles coming at you. I thought those were against a decoy. Let me put you back on the Marshal as well. So this, yeah, I'm getting kind of a better feel for the capability of the red side when it comes to detecting the F-22. Under these conditions, at least. So let me put him back on Marshal OCA, and that'll have him turning tail and getting back. I would guarantee that these are additional AA-12 adders, but yeah, we should still be fine. We should still be fine here. And okay, yep, and that's exactly what I wanted to happen. The AG-158 has just well, I was about to say a ridiculously long range, but I don't really know what the range is. 215 nautical miles, depending on the release parameters that we have. That was a... Okay, that was a Sukhoi going down. So yeah, immediately after I assign these aircraft with the JASSMs to their missions, they're going to immediately launch. That's why I wanted to do it right now. Now I have some F-35s that I'm going to save for later, saving them for something special. What that is, I'm not sure of, but I'll have a good use for them. These guys are still getting on station. Tornadoes with Storm Shadow. You have missiles, and I can also get you in there. This would be a good use. It's not an anti-radiation missile, but I wanted some aircraft assigned strictly to take out that SA-20. So let me assign you to the SA-20 strike. Get you to fire some Storm Shadows in there, and then I will pull you back and use you for additional fighter cover, because you've got a Meteor and M132 as well. No, you're the payway guys. Hold on. let me return you back to your original mission. Although that's not a big deal. Okay, now the Tornadoes with the Storm Shadow. Yeah, let me put you onto the SA-20 strike mission. Have you fire some stuff in there and then pull you back, and what could I use you guys for? Not a whole heck of a lot, I don't guess. GR4 Alphas, can you do radar, infrared, search and track, RWR? No, I think yeah, I think after you expend your missiles, I'm going to have you RTB just to kind of clear the... I do need to start having some guys RTB at some point just to kind of clear everything out, so I'll think about that once the mission starts to progress. And there's no reason for me, I can launch a JASSM from right there. There's no reason for me not to do that, is there? that wasn't in the rules or anything for the mission. I know that I couldn't... Well, no, come to think of it, I think that was against the rules. I did need to wait until I had a clear path. I couldn't just fire missiles straight into the area. Okay, I can save these guys for like a little second wave of JASSM attacks. That, yeah, that'll still fit into the overall plan. So yeah, JASSM going in on the first wave supported by SEAD, and then JASSM's following up that attack just based on the air defense picture. And boy, these guys are really pushing in there quite aggressively. Sukhoi 27 flanker Bravos, Foxbats still coming in. I've got Sukhoi 30 Malaysians, and these guys are pulling back out. Okay, reinforcements coming in from the northwest, Sukhoi flanker Bravos, and MiG-29s coming in from the south. Okay. And wouldn't you know it, yeah, there goes my first F-22. I mean, what can you do up against an AH-12? I mean, I was hoping for no losses, at least in this phase. I'm going to lose a lot of aircraft, and I've known that from the beginning, and I actually did. I mean, you can't complain with that kill ratio that I've had right there. Actually, let me see what I'm at right now when it comes to a ratio. I mean, they've lost, what, 24? 6, 8, 4, 2... No, 20? So, yeah, 20, especially those Sukhoi 30 flanker Gs. I'll take 20 to 1. I'll take 20 to 1 any day. And that ratio is about to go way up, in fact. I've got these 2 F-22s going in there right now, and I need to start worrying about my ECM aircraft. Granted, these are just the flanker Bravos with the semi-active radar homing only. These are Foxbats with, again, semi-active radar homing. These don't have those AA-12 adders. So I'm not worried at all about my ECM aircraft until maybe I see some more of those Malaysian Sukhois coming back down. But yeah, let me turn and have this warship re-engage. And this warship, or down to 3 aircraft, I'm just going to have you hold up here at the OCA Marshall Point. That'll work. And I was halfway expecting, I know that at some point, or I suspect that at some point a CSAR, Combat Search and Rescue mission, is going to kick off. I mean, granted, that guy was shot down right there at the border, so I'm going to play that as if he was able to eject and that our friendly forces went out there and grabbed him real quick. I think that sounds pretty reasonable as far as like the roleplay aspect of this goes. I'll take that as the outcome. Boy, and this little group of decoys has made it a long ways. Granted, he's about to get schwacked by SA-20, SA-3s. I know I've got some SA-2s in there, SA-19, Sangusta. I've got Tall King in there detecting him. So yeah, they're not going to last long, but let me see, what do I have here? I have a Roland sight right there, short range SAM. So yeah, they've made it in there a pretty long ways. Okay, now at this point, I think I am ready to, well, no, I'll give this a little bit more time to gestate. I want the SEAD to be not too far out in front of these JASSMs and Storm Shadows that are heading in. Now, the JASSMs themselves are going at low altitude, aren't they? Yeah, 88 feet above ground level, 60 feet above ground level, 600 knots. Storm Shadows are going 60 feet, 550 knots. So we'll give them another, I don't know, I guess about 5 minutes of real time before I start to push the SEAD in there. And I'm going to have to at some point, I think I might be in a situation where I'm going to have to commit something other than F-22s, but yeah, I'll hold off. I think the F-22s have got it covered still at this point. Although let me think about this, look at what all the threat is, and I'll make a final call. All that I'm really worried about are these Sukhoi 30s, and they're going up north to intercept these decoys. So I'll let this play out a little bit longer, and then I'll think about. I mean, my SEAD aircraft can turn in there and just lob some missiles in there just as easy as anything else, because all the SEAD aircraft are going to do in the first place is fly to a point right about here and launch their AGM-88s in there. So it would be no problem at all if I were going to commit anything else. I think it would just be commit the SEAD a little bit early to take care of the air-to-air threat and save this stuff for anything else that materializes. But yeah, I'll continue to think about it. And let me right here, I noticed that it was starting to drop contacts. It actually dropped the Sukhoi 27 and the MiG-25 from the target list because it actually got far enough east that it was out of the engagement zone, but that's okay. These F-18s that were on that, these were the JASSM shooters, weren't they? Yeah, these guys came in. That's just fine. Actually, I might as well just commit these guys, assign them to the OCA. I'll keep them on the OCA Gen 5. These guys don't need a radar because they have the Link 16 GTIDS, just like the F-22 does. So yeah, that'll work just fine. It'll have the same basic overall capability. And they started to fire in the first place because they were assigned to that strike mission, and the strike mission didn't restrict air-to-air engagements. And speaking of that, I can do something with these Tornadoes with the Storm Shadow, right? Yeah, they fired their missiles. I can just have these guys RTB at this point. They only have AIM-132s, and yeah, they're okay. Yeah, I got you. They're automatically RTBing, and I left auto RTB set on some of the strike missions. I didn't specifically remember doing it on this one, but yeah, as soon as they fired, they RTB. This one has one Storm Shadow, but I'm going to have him RTB as well. There's no need to push any of the Tornadoes in there further. And this little guy is very, very resilient, although he's not going to last long. Some of these surely have to be targeting him. Little MiG-25, and you can see the weapons ring right there. He's not going to get close enough to fire whatever he had. What does the MiG-25 have? Yeah, A86s. Yeah, he's not going to get close enough. Well, knock on wood, he shouldn't get close enough at least. I'm just keeping an eye on the range ring for this Sukhoi 30. I'll think about pulling these guys back before they get into the ring. Although something up here has a longer range, doesn't it? Yeah, the flankers with the Alamos actually has a greater range, but the Sukhoi 30 with the adders has a shorter range, but more capable. It's a much more capable missile. Although it looks like they're vectoring down onto some of these decoys anyway, so I don't think it's really going to matter. But I really wish this MiG-25 would get taken out, like, now. Okay, there he goes. I'm continuing to organize the stuff as it gets airborne down here. Okay, so I've got my big wall of JASSMs going in there at low level, right there. It is not quite time to commit my SEAD forces, but it's getting there as I've got some more stuff getting taken out up here. Yeah, so I've got all the JASSMs up there, I've got the Storm Shadows down here. So I'll wait until the JASSMs get to about, and the Storm Shadows get to about right there, and then I'll follow it up with my SEAD and my AGM-88s, and that should have AGM-88s raining down on the target area just before the AGM-158s and the Storm Shadows, the JASSM and the Storm Shadows, get into the area themselves. So I've got some good kills coming in up here, and the air threat is still significant, but nothing like it was. Nothing like it was. Okay, this force ship is down to 2 missiles. I'm going to pull them back. And that still leaves me with a 2 ship with 8 missiles that I need to think about pulling them back themselves. I'm trying not to micromanage the specific targets. I'm letting them sort all that stuff out themselves, but if I were prioritizing things for them, I would be worried about these flankers coming down. They're well within missile range, less capable aircraft, less capable missiles than the one that took out that other F-22, but a threat nonetheless. Okay, you guys are hanging it out there a little bit too aggressively. You're down to just AIM-9X's. Let me return you. Actually, no, I can start to whittle some of this stuff down. Okay, you guys have done all that you possibly could. And were you the Navy or were you the Aussies? Yeah, you were the Aussies. Okay, good job, dudes. Let's go ahead and have you head back to Nellis and not push in any further. Okay, perfect. Yeah, they're breaking off right now. They've done enough. Yeah, I'm really pleased with the way that these decoys are working out. Look at these. Look at this big gaggle just converging down here on the decoys as it just have missiles raining in on them from all the other different directions that we have. And now I think it's time to commit some SEAD assets. And again, right-clicking has just stopped working for me for some reason. Okay, unit orders. Let's go to assigned to mission and just put you on the generic SEAD. That's just going to get you pushing in. It's also going to free you up to fire some missiles, so you'll be able to fight your way in and take out some of these aircraft coming in. They'll have no trouble doing that whatsoever, I'm sure. Okay, F-18Fs. These are the Navy. Let's put them on the SEAD. And I'm considering sending some more decoys in. I think at the very least I'll throw some more Mal DJs in. That'll clean me out on those, so I'll send 2 up north, 2 down south. So let me go Control F1. Let me allocate 2 right there. Okay, Control F1. Let me allocate 2 more to right there, and that's going to clean these guys out. And I might as well have you guys as my right click is working again, but now I can't select the aircraft that I want. Okay, right click, and I'm going to assign you to the Gen 4 OCA, let you go active, create a little bit of a distraction in there, and at least take out these 2 fighters, which I think are going to be taken out by these 16s anyway. But yeah, that'll be a good use of that force, just to go in there and mop up. And I can't forget that I still have the EA-18s right here with harms that I can assign to the SEAD as well. And yeah, the EA-18s up here to the north were just, yeah, these were just the ECM only aircraft. So I'm going to give these a little bit, let the rest of the SEAD aircraft catch up, and then commit the Growlers with the AGM-88s as well to the SEAD. Yeah, I think this is going to come out okay, and boy, I've still got a lot of air-to-air capability. A lot more capability left over than I would have expected. Granted, there's still a lot of aircraft there, but I think this is going to work out, and I'm just, as we go here, I'm starting to kind of formulate what I'm going to do with the rest of the aircraft here. Now, of course, I just, at this point, have a whole bunch of JASSM and a whole bunch of Storm Shadow still going in on the targets that I assigned them. They were the palaces and the HQs. I think I'll see how those do. I'll see how survivable the JASSMs are. And I still have 2 flights with JASSMs, F-16s and B-52s, that I can further commit as sort of a second wave of standoff. I've still got my B-2s that I'm going to have on station. I'm just going to kind of pick and choose the right time to commit the B-2s. I mean, they're low observable aircraft, but they're not impervious to massed air defenses like this, I wouldn't think, at least. And so I'm going to have to make sure that I've taken out at least that SA-20 and at least as many of the air defenses as I can before committing the B-2. That'll also allow me to get the F-35s in there a little bit closer. I had Strike Eagles with GBUs. I had some Typhoons with GBUs that I just need to see how the surface air missile picture shapes up, and then I'll have that second wave of strike aircraft going in there against those targets that I've already built missions for. Yeah, but yeah, for now it's just going to be JASSMs and SEAD, followed by to be determined based on the picture and based on the threat. And boy, these guys are really pushing down here close to the border. I mean, they're not going to be able to do much because, I mean, they're just running into this wall of electromagnetic radiation, jammers off the MAL-D, jammers off the B-52s, jammers off the Growlers, and that's why, I guarantee that's why they haven't been able to fire their missiles yet. I mean, in theory, they could fire it all the way out to 70 miles, but they just can't do it yet. And I could have these F-22s turn to engage, but no, that's okay. These AIM-120s are going to take care of that. I'll have them continue to push it back up here to the Marshall Point. That'll work out just fine.